And good morning to everyone too. Let's put that there. So we're going to take a look at Forex and binary options this morning because it's kind of a crappy day, basically. And we'll get going here at 9 o'clock when news hits. And again, same as normal. Got questions, comments? Go for it. Ask. I'm slowly waking up. I wasn't expecting much out of today, so I've been doing other crapola. Okay, so let's say 3 minutes we'll get going. That'll give us a little bit of fun before the news hits. We're going to talk about, because bins I'm not trading anything because I don't see anything, and Forex I'm not trading anything because, again, I don't see anything. But we'll talk about how we combine both of them to decide that this is kind of just a sit out and wait type day. And again, remember, this is the first day of the month, so I'm not expecting too much out of today. I will trade Asia later for Forex, but this today is just caca-poo-poo. Weekly pivot's holding on cable, if you notice. It's becoming a pretty decent support. Alright, so let's see. This is cable. This is cable. Good, I got them both lined up. And like I said, if you have questions, just feel free to ask. I'll try and keep an eye on Skype too in case you ask there. You can type in the YouTube roomie and it'll appear there too. But remember, we got news in 7 minutes. I'm just drinking a little bit of water, and I gotta turn my phone on vibrate so it doesn't explode if I'm talking. Any of y'all play Pokemon? My daughter's had me running around. Can I run an EA in a separate window on Euro USD and on your service still take trades on it? You can run the EA on anything. Like, I run it on a pair I never use, and it still takes trades. You don't have to have the pair open. All you have to do is have the EA running. So let's say you have, I don't know, Mexico USD open because that strikes your fancy, and you put the EA on that, and I take a trade on Euro USD, it'll still take it. The pair does not have to be open. It doesn't care what's open. As long as it's on your MetaTrader, it's going to take a trade on any pair that I trade. Now, the only conflict is if you have a EA running and it meets that EA's, you would make sure that your EA is using a magic number to control the trade. But let's say I take a trade on Euro USD and my settings are there, but your EA, does your EA can open or close trades? And we'll get into the other stuff here in a second. Damien had a question. If your EA controls trades, then it will take over and open and or it will close that trade if the circumstances are hit. Yeah. So if even if you're running a separate MT4, because the accounts, like if you have the same MT4 open, you open a trade on one, it's going to show on the other. So if your EA controls the trade, it will close the trade. It's kind of a pain in the ass. That's why I have a VPN and then I have a normal setup, because I need two separates, because I have my 1 hour trades running, or my 1 hour charts have an EA on them, and if I take a Renko trade, it would shut it down, because I might be getting into something it thinks is, nope, a bad trade. Alright guys, so let's get going for the day. First, let's take a look over on this side and what made me decide no bins. Okay, so this is the Forex side of things. News is about to hit, so we're finally seeing some movement, but I wanted to get this in before we started. The only pair out of the four that I trade that has decent candle movement is GBP USD. If we look at the rest, They were below, significantly below, but we're starting to see a little movement. They're all below 2 pips. Now, this is two things that it tells us. If you're trading binary options and our average candle is 2 pips, that doesn't give you a lot of room to make a screw up while you're trading binary options. Now, for Forex, what it tells me is the market's relatively dead. What else is telling me that the market's not moving? Look at the bottom on the amount of time it's taking for all these candles to move. You see how long it's taking candles to move? So the market's just kind of freaking moving along like stagnant water. Again, we're taking a look at UJ. It's finally moving a little bit, but before these were all below 2 pips. So again, for me, for binary options, I want bigger candles, because if I make a screw up on entry, I want a little bit of window for error. The last one, AUD JPY, is finally moving again, but again, these were all below 2 pips. So use the tools that are available to you. If you're trading binary options and all these are like, these were 1.5, 1.6, and I think 1.7 was the best because markets are waking up, and we have news coming in, which is also affecting it. So if your average candle size is less than 2 pips, you might want to consider not trading binary options. And now, if you're trading Forex, let's look at the bottom. Again, we're seeing candles that are taking. It's looking like our average is 3 to 5 minutes, with spikes up to 10 and 15 minutes for a Renko bar to form. Now, if we look at cable, it's moving faster. Down here, the longest we see is about a 3-minute candle. So why am I not trading cable? Well, let's look at it. It's in and out. The 50 EMA is here, and if I look at it over here, the 50 EMA is riding straight down the middle. So do I want to do this? No, because there's no opportunity for me to pull any pips in. So it's like a no-no. Now let's look at the next one, Euro. Again, it's flat as hell. And look at the hourly candle size so far. Let's measure this up. 9.9 pips in the last 58 minutes. That's all it's moved. One that tells me we're probably looking at an explosion in a certain direction. Like when news hits, it might just fucking pop. It might not, but at some point, this has got to give. This is going to pop in a direction. The U.S. market's not going to let price just sit here flat like this. So you would be expecting an explosion. Now, what could you do with that if you're a riskier size? On the riskier side, you could straddle this and wait for price to explode. Put a buy and a sell order in, sell here, buy here, and see if price punches through it. But for binary options, this is a hell no. And I'm going to go to the binary option charts next. Okay, so here's Euro USD again, flat as shit. Here is USD JPY. It had a bit of an upward run, but these were all tiny candles, so I did not take any trades on this. The candles were just way too damn small. Now we're looking at downwards. We look at it over here, this was the move. What's our hourly? A little bit better here, it's 19.5 pips. But the candle size was way below 2 this whole time I've been watching, so I stayed the hell out. Again, down here again, and it's taking forever for candles to move. Here is AUD JPY. It looks almost the exact same as UJ. Tiny candles, and stuff was barely moving. Here's news. Okay, so that summarizes, hopefully that summarizes up for the Forex side of things. Let's look at the binary side. Here's cable. It was moving, but it's flat right now. And let's take a look for, let's see, 5 times 10, we'll go back, 10, 15, 20, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. This is the last hour right here. It's just flat. You can't trade this. If we go into here, here's Euro USD. Remember, 9.9 pips in the last hour. Couldn't trade it. There is no overbought, oversold to get you there. There's a bit of a support right here. I mean, you could look at this, but I even pulled in my settings from 8 to 7 on value charts, and nothing. The only two touches we had were here and here, and we had nothing around it. Here's UJ. When you see this for binary options, and I'll even stretch it out, you don't want to trade. What's price doing? It's riding in the middle of the center of gravity. These tiny candles will set false alarms off on value charts like crazy, so we don't want to deal with that. So what are our warning signs? Price is riding down the middle of the cog. Value charts doesn't look right because our candles are so small. And here's AUD JPY. Although it looks the same on a Forex side of things, it looks a little bit different over here on the 5-minute. But again, price was pretty much riding down the center of the cog. No overbought, oversold, even when we bring it into 7. Is it respecting levels? Not really. It's just kind of, because price is moving so little, it's just like a slow bleed. It kind of moves through a level and comes back down. Last thing I got to say, it's the beginning of the month. So what do we have? Monthly low, weekly low, daily low. First it's Monday and daily low. Well, weekly low isn't that strong. Second, monthly low isn't very strong. It's the first. So we need to be aware of those things. Remember the time of month it is. And we're into August, which is technically the worst summer trading portion. Once August is over, things will start improving. I mean, for binary options, we're still going to get some trends, and that's what we're looking for. But just to review, and then we'll go over to what's in store for this week. Cable is flat as hell, so we don't want to be touching it. Euro's a 9.9 pip for the hour, so we don't want to touch it. UJ is riding the middle of the cog. Value charts is unreliable. We don't want to touch it. And AUD JPY. It's about, I mean, if you were forced to trade, this would be it, but it has no structure. Do we see what I mean by lack of structure? Is there anything here? It's just kind of, it's like a snake. It's just going bleh, and there's no structure to it. Stay out of these types of markets. You're just going to lose money. I could not trade on this and make money. I would lose my ass. So stay out of these types of markets. And again, down here, value charts barely hitting. And across the board, we don't see structure. Do you see any type of structure? When I say structure, let's talk about that real quick. This is the 1 minute. At least we can see a high, a swing high, swing low, swing high, swing low, swing high, swing low. This is 1 minute chart. Swing high, swing low. We have some structure there. Here we have swing highs and swing lows. We have structure. Come back here, what do we have? I would be damn hard pressed to find a swing high and swing low out of this that's reliable. So lack of structure, flat markets, small hourly range, small candle size, all combined for a day when you should just be sitting out and saying, you know what, I'm not going to risk my money today. Okay, so let's talk about the rest of the week. Let's go over to Forex Factory. Pretty simple, guys, on the introduction for this today. It's a sit on your ass and don't trade. Okay, news today. It's a CAD bank holiday. I don't want to be mean to the Canadians, but we really don't care about your holiday because no one can understand why it's a holiday. No one could answer me when I asked why it's a holiday, so I'm just going by what happened. News today, ISM manufacturing. Later on tonight, and I will have to be careful when I trade Asia, is because AUD is going to have some news kicking in, and I do trade AUD JPY. Other than that, not too much. Well, I mean, there is a lot of high-impact news. So I will be very careful trading Asia tonight. Let's go to tomorrow. And tomorrow, it's going to be light on news. Now, this is an important week, and we'll get to that in a minute, why it is. But construction PMI and U.S. is going to be kind of dead. Again, all-day total vehicle sales. There's nothing big heading on Tuesday. As we move into Wednesday, you should see it already, but cable, Britain, whatever. The one we're looking at here is this is the first hint of what's coming on Friday. So Wednesday is going to be a heavy news day. This one here is going to pop out. It's ADP non-farm employment change. It is going to cause a little bit of movement on the market, but it's not the real one. The real one's Friday. And then after that, we have some high impact. These are straddleable. This one I would not straddle. It has a tendency to have a high whiplash on it. This one you could straddle if you want. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go back and look at the video I did about straddling. Let's get into Thursday. BOE inflation report is probably going to cause a bit of movement. Plus, it's going to be 4 high impact at once. That's at 6 a.m., so I'll be sleeping in that day. Then we got a speech, 6:30. So again, I'm not even expected to be up until about 7:30 that day. Unemployment claims are going to move the market a little bit. This one's straddleable, not straddleable. You can't hedge it, whatever you want to call it. And Asia, though, let me say let's go back because I forgot to cover Asia. Okay, Asia on Tuesday is going to be fine. Then Wednesday, Asia's going to be a little bit brutal. Actually, Asia will be fine on Wednesday. I was seeing 9 p.m. I'm blind. And let's get back to Thursday. Okay, so Thursday, Asia's not too much. It'll be tradable. Oh, actually, it'll be fine. There's only one hitting on that. But early U.S. pre-trading starts at 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. Eastern time. It's going to have a heavy hit of news right there. That's so much news that I would not try and straddle it because it'll cause a big whiplash. When you get a single high impact like unemployment claims, that is something you could straddle. When you get a big group like this, it can cause a big whiplash because let's say you get 4 different results, good, bad, good, bad. It can cause a whiplash in the market, so we want to steer clear of that if you're going to try that straddle thing I showed. And I believe this is Friday. Friday, here it is, 7:30 a.m. is a no trade day, and there is no Asia session. So Friday, I will not be trading. If anything, I might get up for Euro. That's going to depend. If my daughter goes to the aquarium with her aunt, she'll be gone for 2 days. So it might be Thursday and Friday. I might get up for the London session. But if not, look what happens at 7:30. Across the board, this is a no trade section, and it is a do not trade the news, do not straddle. This thing can cause a 100 pip whiplash, and what a whiplash means is simply that as soon as news hits, let's say you set a straddle on top and bottom, your buy order will be hit, it'll shoot up 40 pips, and then it'll drop down to your stop loss, plow through that, open your sell order, and this is before you even have a chance to close it. It'll happen in a matter of seconds. It'll open up your sell order, drop down 20 pips, and it'll shoot up, hit your stop loss, and this will be in a matter of say 1 or 2 seconds, and you get stopped out on both ends, and you lose a chunk of money. So leave these alone. Yes, everyone sees these big movements, and there are some people out there that trade it, but I would not trade the initial open of these. Once a trend is set off these, if it's very definitive on the news, like if it's a huge change in numbers, that trend will last for a little bit. But these are difficult to trade because of such large pip movements, and the spread goes up to like 6 to 8, sometimes 10 to 20 pips. So and you just don't have time to react to what's going on. So I would personally just say sit it out Friday morning. If you trade London, that's great. By 6 a.m. you need to be done, or 7 a.m. Eastern time. And this is at 7:30, so I'd honestly say by 6 a.m. Eastern time you need to be done for the day and out. Don't trade anything live. Other than that, I'm trying to think. That pretty much covers it. I will be trading Asia this week as it's the beginning of the month, and I don't want to risk anything. Like today, again, as I covered, it is a shitfest. Cable is still sitting at, even after news hit, 15 pip range with the EMA riding down the middle of my channels. I can't trade that. There's no opportunity. Euro, same shit. It's just not as bad. 50's riding. We're bouncing up and down. No potential for movement here. No trade. Here's UJ. Again, not liking it. The pip size is increasing, so I'll keep an eye on it, but we don't have a definitive trend in either direction. This upward trend was here, but now it's gone, and it's already moving back up, so we don't have anything. USD JPY, got it. AJ looks almost the exact same. These are like mirror images of each other. So again, we're not trading yet. I don't want to risk your money. I don't want to risk my money. Asia's there. Be patient. Let's wait for it. Other than that, any questions? It's just going to be a quick, dirty, and nasty warning about what's coming up this week. I'll give it a minute or two, see if any questions pop up, and then that's it for today, guys. I really don't have much to show you because there's not much to trade. Kind of boring, I know. CVS, go away. I guess that will wrap it up, guys, since there's no questions. If you do think of a question, go ahead and feel free to Skype me. And have a good day. Enjoy the boredom. Don't fall for the trap of jumping in this shit. The market may change now that we're getting into the full U.S. swing. Wait for it to be a clean and clear change. Right now, we're just in wishy-washy land. Other than that, have a good day, guys. Hope you have a good week. Remember Friday's NFP. Be careful. Wednesday's pre-NFP, that little blurb. Be careful on that day too. Otherwise, the rest of the week will be fine. All right. Have a good one.